Today we're going to be working on the Trans Am, just doing some maintenance on her. We have a leaky manifold on the driver's side, so we have some fresh MLS exhaust manifold gaskets with some ARP hardware for them, a little ARP torque lube. And then we're going to be throwing some fresh spark plugs in it. I picked up some TR55s. We'll see how the car likes these compared to the BR7s that are in it. Hopefully it picks up a little bit of power that's left on the table with these plugs. And if the car likes them, I'll switch to an iridium version of those. But we're gonna try those plugs. If it doesn't like those, we're gonna switch to TR6s and try this over. And we're just gonna try and see what spark plug this thing likes. But let me start with getting the manifolds loose, get those old gaskets out, and we're going to slap these new gaskets in, which I heard is not a fun job on this car. So we're about to find out. While I'm in here, I'm going to zip the valve cover off just to give a little inspection, make sure nothing looks off or anything like that. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I've actually never had these valve covers off, so I was really wanting to take one off and see what we're working with. Looks like we still have stock trunnions, which no big deal. That's something we can replace, but it does have dual valve springs in it, looks like. I think a trunnion upgrade is in our future, but overall it looks good in there. So I'm going to slap the valve cover back on and start working on this exhaust manifold. One thing I want to mention about these ARP manifold bolts is that the washer actually has a chamfer on one side, and that chamfer actually goes towards the bolt head. And what that does is it helps it fully seat against the bottom face of the head of the washer, because where the shaft meets the head, there's a little chamfer in there. And if you put the straight side, it won't sit fully flush. You can see how there's a little rocking motion to it. And it's not all the way flush. Whereas if you flip it around and put the chamfer down, it's all the way flush against the head, no rocking motion, and the bolt's going to function like it should. But I need to lube up both sides of this with the ARP torque lube. We've got our MLS gasket ready for action. This is a lot nicer gasket than what came off the car. Hopefully just a low quality gasket. Maybe the bolts is the reason that it was leaking. I took the spark plugs out to give it some more room down there, but I'm going to use the jack to jack up the exhaust to line up the bolts, and then we're going to throw that gasket in there. I've got the jack jacking up the manifold as close as I can. I'm going to slide the gasket in and then use one of the old studs just to get us lined up, and then I'll thread the ARP bolts in. I just don't want to get that lube all over everything. All right, here's the deal, boys. We had the whole manifold mounted up. We could not get one bolt in. It was the second bolt. And if you look down there, we just chased the threads on it because the bolt just did not want to thread in. Every time I try to thread it in, it would begin to cross thread. And the last thing that I wanted to do was just force it in. So I ran to Harbor Freight, picked up a tap set real quick, and we just chased the threads on it. And the start of the threads were definitely chewed up a little bit. So hopefully now we can get the manifold back up there and get that bolt in there. I'm also going to chase the very back cylinder because the bolt felt a little tight going in. I didn't like the way it felt, so I didn't fully run that one in either. So I'm going to chase that one as well. And hopefully after that, we can get this manifold mounted up. But this is taking way longer than it should have, all because of these two bolts. We just finished torquing the hardware for the headers. I found online 20 to 25, so I ran them all to 25, started in the middle and worked my way out. And I ran them 2 passes, so those should be good to go towards the 25 foot-pounds. And now I am checking my spark plug gap. I have this neat little tool that I got off Amazon and I'm just verifying that they are gapped to 55 thou from the factory. And this one is right there at 55. So we're ready to throw him in. I'm going to check all the other plugs and make sure that they are at 55. And we're gonna get the driver's side wrapped up. All right, guys, it's actually the next day because last night we ran into a little issue. We ended up having a cracked insulator on one of our new spark plugs. Here's an example on why you should inspect anything that you put on your car, especially spark plugs. If you look at the insulator on this plug, you can see right there that's actually cracked. See it right there in the light. It's really noticeable in person. Right there, you can see it's cracked. I happened to just notice that while I was checking the gap on them. So that kind of ended my night right there. I could have kept going, but I was pretty frustrated with the driver's side manifold, and truthfully, I was just kind of checked out on working on the car for the night. So I ended up just rearranging the garage a little bit. I moved the BMW over here and put like a work table and all my stuff over here. So this side is going to be like my work area now. And then that was kind of it for the night. But today we got a new spark plug, and I ended up tackling the passenger side, which apparently is the worse or not so fun side of the car. I ended up just zipping the bolts out, slid the gasket out, and it was not blown or anything, so I started to regret even changing it. But I wanted fresh gaskets and bolts on each side. And then the fresh gasket went right in, and the ARP hardware just went in perfect. So no issues at all with the passenger side. It went really well. Surprisingly, the passenger side took me like an hour tops, whereas the driver's side took me like almost 3 or 4 hours because I had to run to Harbor Freight, had to chase all the threads for the manifold. That side just fought me for no reason, but we're all done. We have fresh gaskets, fresh ARP hardware, and fresh spark plugs on both sides, so we're ready for action. But you guys saw me take off the valve cover, and I checked out the valve tray on this thing, and to my surprise, we still have stock trunnions in this car. So we actually partnered with CHE, and they are sending me their upgraded trunnion kit, which is going to be huge for the car. I still need to get some hardware for it. I don't know if I'll just get new stock bolts or get ARP bolts. I haven't looked into that yet. But we're gonna have CHE trunnions on this car, which is gonna be awesome for the build. And I also ordered a push rod checker. So I'm going to yank that valve cover off and double check the push rod length on this thing. Make sure that it has the correct length push rods in it. As long as those check out, we're just gonna throw the trunnion kit in and then we'll be ready, or we'll be ordering some new push rods and then finishing the trunnion kit after that. But that will all be in the next video. I'm going to end this video off here. One thing about this car is it is a lot more challenging to work on than the second gen. I mean, I really took for granted how easy the second gen is compared to this car, but we're still getting used to it. We're getting better at it. It's no big deal. It's not like it's impossible to work on, but it is more challenging than it's a simple second gen Cummins diesel truck. But like I said, that's gonna end this video off here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it wasn't the most exciting video, but there's some maintenance to get done on the car, and we have some plans coming for it. So stay tuned for the next one. God bless, and I'll see you then.